Hey guys, a lot of you guys have been asking me a question about the HESI exam, so I'm going to walk you through it very quickly, how to prepare for the exam with minimum studying and pass. Okay? So this video is going to be particularly useful for people going to Broward College in nursing or just nursing in general. Now, if you want to do that, there are 5 sections. You have your math, you have your reading comprehension, you have your vocab, A&P, anatomy, physiology, and you have your grammar. Okay? Every one of these sections have 55 questions. And then, except for A&P, it only has 30 questions, okay? Now, it's a 4-hour exam, which means that, well, if you're not used to stamina, taking 4-hour exams with no bathroom breaks or anything and not be able to go back on questions or anything, you need to pace yourself and have a strategy. So, I'll share with you my strategy. Strategy was very simple. I just did what was a little more challenging for me up front, which was math. It's not hard stuff, but at the same time, I don't want to take when my brain is tired. I want to take vocabulary or something easier. So I did math first. Now, your math, yes, you do get a calculator, okay? Your calculator is a show calculator button on every screen. I think it blocks out the time. However, it's not that important or a hindrance. So your math, you're going to have fractions. You're going to know how to cross multiply those, divide them, as well as decimals. Now, you don't want to miss a point on a decimal question. It's very, very easy stuff. What I suggest for you guys to do, I only looked at it twice, but basically Khan Academy has some great stuff about cross-multiplying fractions, dividing fractions, as well as some decimals. Watch 3 of those videos, you're pretty much good to go and you'll pass, as long as you're comfortable enough with math. Okay? So it's not hard stuff. And yes, you do have a calculator. Number 2 is reading comprehension. Now, they provide you a paragraph, and I'm going to share with you a tactic that was shared with me that was excellent, worked really well on the test. Now, reading comprehension, they provide you a paragraph and give you various interpretations. Now, each paragraph, they're going to ask you maybe 2, 3, 4 questions about it, okay? So you're going to get familiar with it very quickly. Now, the tactic is you read the beginning, you read the ending, and you should be able to answer the question more times than that. Now, if you have to skim the body, skim the body. But skim it quickly and you should be able to interpret it and be able to answer the questions. Not a hindrance, but there are 55 questions. So after that, my brain was a little more tired, so I wanted a break, kind of like interval training. You can't go hard all the way through like CrossFit. You need a break in there, like high knees or something. Well, the break in this was vocab. Vocabulary, it's common spoken English, really. It's nothing important. Now, if English isn't your first language, what we do suggest then is Google HESI vocabulary questions and vocabulary and just make an audio recording for yourself of the word, give yourself 5 seconds, then provide the brief definition of what the word is. You make a list of 50 of those, you memorize them by listening to them throughout the day, when you're driving, wherever, and you should be able to know the language pretty well. That's how a lot of people learn languages later in life too, so you should be able to adapt very quickly. Enough with that. That was an easier section. A&P, it's not much A&P too actually. I mean, they do have meiosis and so forth on there, but typically what they do have is the muscles, a little bit about the bones, but also mitosis and cells. Okay, so it's more AP1. Okay, so simple question they'll ask you is, hey, these are the muscles of the leg. It'll give you brachioradialis, pectoralis major, palmaris longus, or bicep femoris, and of course bicep femoris, right? They'll ask you different things like the pectineus and so forth. Okay, so just get familiar with those muscles if you're not that familiar before you sit for the exam, and it will get you another 2-3 points at least. And then your grammar. Your grammar, they're grammar Nazis. I consider myself, and other people do, that I'm a pretty good writer for publications and different stuff, but they're grammar Nazis. They really are meticulous. So I'm going to include a website I found with 40-question exam in there just for grammar. So you can take it very quickly, and I highly recommend you do it so you don't pay another $60 for the exam. Because what happens if you were to fail is, well, number one is if you pass every section but one, because you need a 75% to pass on every section. So let's say you get a 70% in grammar. You got to pay another $60 The same price as taking the entire exam over, and you just got to pay $60 and redo the grammar section. Okay? So I think that's everything you need to know about it. Should you have any questions or something, just comment or send me an email. Thanks, guys. Good luck. Bye-bye.